Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel where we talk about all things regenerative and how we can cultivate Christmas trees, chestnut trees, poultry, and beef all together right here in Ohio. And today we are going to tour a farm called Little Fox Farm. It's actually a homestead here in Dayton, Ohio. Little Fox Farm is really interesting because they sell raw, organic, unfiltered honey. And it's honestly one of the few places that I just have such a hard time finding raw and unfiltered organic honey. These guys were right down the street from our farm. If you've watched our channel or if you follow along at all, you know that we recently started a coffee and chestnut hut. It's a mobile food truck of sorts. It's a 1978 horse trailer that we converted into a mobile coffee hut where we sell regenerative organic coffee and drinks, and we source all of our ingredients from local farms. And one of the farmers that we source from is Little Fox Farm, and we get our honey right from these beehives. So that honey that you drink from our honey lattes comes from these hives right here. And it's really cool to be able to visit and tour this little homestead here in Dayton, and I'm going to take you guys along and show you their operation. And they are operating off of just 5 acres, and they're able to do so much on just a small amount of land. They can do that thanks to regenerative farming. So let's go see Melanie and Jeff and take a look at Little Fox Farm.
It started years ago with Lincoln when he was a little guy. He seemed to struggle with allergies from different foods, and we realized there are so many high fructose corn syrups in bread, and it was also impacting him with the food dyes. So we started with that. So we started looking at our food differently, and then we moved here in 2020. And Reagan had like a eczema flare up when she was little, and we were trying to figure out how do we help her. We took her to the doctor. They just kept giving her steroids and it wasn't helping, and she kept getting pink eye over and over again. And so I looked up all these remedies, and part of it was beef tallow. And so I whipped up coconut oil first, and it didn't work, but it helped a little bit alleviate the pain. It was all over her face. It used to just be on her arms, but this was really so people could see. And we started making beef tallow and rendering it down, and it helped her. And we took her down to like nothing, like eating. We just had her on meat because it was probably the grains and the dairy was flaring everything. So she went to that. It cured her eczema. And anytime she has a flare up, it was due to mold. She was in a building that had mold, and so it flared it right up for her. And we figured that out years later, but she hasn't had a problem with it since. And we use tallow everywhere. So it kind of started that way. And then we got the chickens. It started with 12 chickens in a little triangle house. And then now it's 60 or 70 chickens?
No, there's about close to 90 chickens. We've expanded from chickens, egg layers to meat birds, as well as turkeys and even bees.
Wow. And we started gardening too at that time, which I have a black thumb, so if I can make it work, it will work at some point.
Yeah, we figured it out.
I work with local farms now, and I render down grass-fed beef tallow into a product that's like a lotion. And so we sell that. We also sell some castor oil, because castor oil has helped. Reagan also makes this awesome sugar scrub that we use before we do the beef tallow a couple times a week, and she's sold some of that. She's made her own brownie mix because we started cooking from scratch. When we started looking at ingredients, we were just like, why does this have thousands of ingredients when it only takes 3 or 4 to make the whole thing?
So you're able to do all of this on just 5 acres. Is regenerative methodology a way for you to do that, to do so much on such a small amount of land?
Yeah, I think it's the key. I've noticed the health in our soil, especially the backyard, because we've had the animals in our backyard, so the health in our soil has improved. And after reading at first, I thought, hey, let's just free range in the backyard. We're fenced, we could free range them. And I've learned tightening up the fences and moving them once or twice a day is actually more beneficial for the soil.
And we're still, I'd say, in the beginner stages a lot of it's just kind of realizing that you want to build a ecosystem in your yard. And you look at, even in our creek out here, you'll see poison ivy, and you also see jewelweed right next to it. And so nature wants to have things, I say, commingled, and wants things working in harmony.
Yeah, I think when you get into farming, you'll realize that you end up creating a lot of problems for yourself, and you make things a little too complicated, and you sometimes just have to go back to the way nature wants to function, and because nature has a lot of these solutions built in already, and that's what I think regenerative is primarily all about. Let's get started on the tour. What do you want to show us first?
The kids are a big part of our farm. So somebody who just collected our eggs. Is that your
So that's
haul?
all just in one day?
Yes.
Wow.
And we go out 3 times a day.
Yeah, tell us about the portable netting that you have set up here.
So
Yeah.
this is Premier. Is this Premier
This is
one?
Premier
Usually
one.
we go in the other way.
And I love it. We're not sponsored by them in any way, but they've been a wonderful business to work with. I think they make very good high quality products. And yeah, this is the 4-foot net, and we have it on a solar panel to energize it. And you can see here how easy it is to, to pick up and move.
And then we bought the extra pieces too, right,
Yep,
Jeff?
there's these little pieces here that you can, support beams.
It keeps it from dipping.
Now around here, we have to really watch out for coyotes. So we got them, 4 feet, but other people, if
Do
they
you
don't
have
have
any
them.
aerial predation?
We do.
Oh, yes.
We have red-tailed hawks, and some of our friends actually have a lot of owl problems.
For
What do
sure.
you do to winterize your chickens?
So right now we've got the coop.
Yeah, great
And at
question.
first I was thinking, hey, let's do build a coop that just stationary. But there are times in the winter where you can actually move them around the yard. And I really like moving them around the yard. First of all, it's less stink. This past year I just wrapped it. I insulated it. I used some of those feed bags and I had them stapled all around. And there was some ventilation up through the top and a little bit at the bottom, but it kept them pretty nice and toasty. And then I also did the deep litter method. So we bought a lot of hay over the winter, and I just kept piling it in, and it just kept them warm in the winter.
And then do you move this by hand? Brute force?
So there's a handle here, and then we bought this thing called the chick lift. So you pop it up, and it lifts it just a little bit off the ground. I guess they're making some for the front now. I can kind of just push it one-handed.
Yeah.
Our yard is sloped, so it's a little bit harder.
Yeah, that makes it easier.
And then when you're done, you do, and it's down. So the kids have moved it with me before. It's fairly simple. We also bought this thing. So this is the nest box.
Yep.
And we keep this. Keeps our eggs relatively
They
clean.
just roll right
This is
in
what
here.
I want.
Yeah.
I want one.
I splurged. You can see how farm engineering here. Right? we're not experts in anything, and
That's what ours looks like too, don't worry.
yeah. So for people that are interested in it, I would say start small, get a few chickens, and it's okay to make mistakes, right?
Yeah, as long as it's functional. I mean, the chickens don't care how it looks.
Chickens don't care, and they're out here living a happy life out here.
And
So don't be intimidated, I say, by trying to build your own coop.
something we did learn though that helped us, especially in these hot summers, is the pool. The turkey loves to stand in it to get their feet wet, and sometimes the chickens do as well. But we try to hand out as many waters, and now we've got the duck that is like swimming in all their stuff. So we come out 3 times a day to clean their stuff.
If you give them clean water and clean grass, you're really eliminating so much possibility for sickness. This is a new hive right here. And you can see here, this is something that we built over the winter, and it's got some, wax foundation here. And you can get lots of different hives. This is a 10 frame. So there's 10 frames in here. And what the bees will do is they'll build essentially the comb on top of here, and then they'll cap it with wax after they fill it for honey. But here is a comb of honey, or here's a frame of honey. And you can see that's completely filled with honey, and then it's just wax sealed. And then what you do is you just take a knife It can be a hot knife or just a regular knife. Slice off the wax and then kind of just pour out the honey. Lots of different ways you can do that. You can buy all sorts of equipment to spin it, or you can just do a cheap method, which is what we did for the first year. In fact, we still kind of do that, which is we'll just kind of cut the comb out, and we'll put it in a metal strainer and just let it seep right into a mason jar. Yeah, anytime I start feeling like I have a cold, I will eat a piece of garlic with a spoonful of honey, and within a day or two, it's done. So that's just my experience. I'm not big garlic or big honey here telling you that, but that's for us. We've made a conscious decision that we're not going to buy any of the synthetic or do any sprays or chemical treatments. We'll use some natural remedies if there's an issue, but generally speaking, we just kind of let nature take its course, and the bees that are strong survive, and the ones that are weak will go on.
Okay guys, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. If you've made it this far into the video, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps a lot. We're trying to spread the word about regenerative farming, and we're talking about all kinds of different things that I think is really interesting. Regenerative Christmas tree farming is something that I don't hear anything about. I'm sure that there's a lot of regenerative Christmas tree farmers out there. I haven't really heard of any or seen any material online. And so I kind of want to use this channel to talk about that and to talk about things that I'm interested in, and I know that you guys are interested in too, especially if you've made it this far into the video. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, now that all the losers have clicked away, this is the part of the video for all you legends that have stuck around to the very end. I wanted to let you know that 98% of all farmers in the US, including us, rely on income from outside of their farming operations. I work a regular 9-to-5 job in addition to the farm, which is also a full-time job in and of itself, plus all of the work that goes into creating this YouTube channel. So any money earned from this channel goes directly to supporting our farm. And outside of liking this video and subscribing to this channel, there are a number of ways that you can support us. One way is to shop our merch. If you go to our website, which the link is in the description below, we have some really cool shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, and more that you can order, and that really helps us out. And then for all of you coffee drinkers, head over to 7 Weeks Coffee and use our discount code ADVENT to get 10% off of your order. Or you can also use the link in the description below. 7 Weeks Coffee is what we use in our coffee and chestnut hut. Because they are faith-based, they have a great mission, and their Dominican blend is sourced from regenerative farms. So it's organic, direct trade, the whole 9 yards. If you use our link or the discount code ADVENT, you get a discount, we get a kickback, it's a win-win. So thank you to all of the legends who watch this video and support this channel. It really means a lot.